Coming on back life is just going to be a rundown, a little bit rundown of what is happening in the NBA right now. My name is Lalija Adebowale, and it's still News in Status Sport, an amazing show, the best show in the whole of the universe, like I always call it. Of course, and on a band radio scope, of course, on Queen's Talk TV and on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and TikTok, and wherever else you can think to watch us on Twitter. Ensure to follow our handles on Twitter. It's News Instanta. On Instagram, News Instanta one, and of course on Facebook and News Instanta as well on Facebook. Um, it was a crazy one. In the course of the over the course of the week with the Bronny situation. Stephen A has made a career for himself in TV, shouting and running down players. He has made a name for himself as a basketball pundit with Bailey's, as a guy that goes after the juggernaut of LeBron James. And this is things that we've seen over the course of the last 22 years, maybe a little bit less. Um, it's always been about, is LeBron better than Michael Jordan? Whatever mistake LeBron makes, it's about that, and we go on and on and on about it, trying to compare an era, trying to compare a new guy, to the whole kids on the block, to the legends, and definitely polarize the basketball world. And this is something that LeBron James has been able to take with a chip on his shoulder, not talking about it, choosing to ignore this negative energy over the course of his career up to date, right? And in the game versus New York Knicks, everybody knows Steve A is from New York. He's a Knicks guy, and I was on the court side for this particular game. And LeBron went to him and told him to keep his son's name out of his mouth. And people has been going overboard over that. Like, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want people to talk about your son, then don't expose him to the NBA. I think it's something I've said on the show before, and I'm of the opinion, like, it's LeBron setting his son up for failure by bringing him draft, ensuring that the Lakers draft him. And questions are being asked, like, is he wrong? Is he right? The guy is 55th draft. Um, it's not like he's talentless, but that's far from the situation. He's just not NBA ready. In the G League, the kid is averaging about 22.1 points per game, 5 assists per game, 5.3 rebounds per game. While in the NBA, he has less, considering he had played about 15 games, NBA 15 games, or 15 games in the NBA. Now the question still remains: Steve A, did he go overboard, questioning the father credentials of LeBron James? Because sometimes things need to be looked at holistically to make judgments. And I, for one, Adeja Adeboale, representing News Instanta, I believe I'm speaking on behalf of most of the audience, and of course, my missing co-hosts, Orakukachi. I feel still Steve went overboard. I think he went overboard. We don't have to drag on and make things worse than they seem, or worse than as they stand, because simply because the father has gone through the same. You want to start with the son as well. You want to make name for yourself in the TV, or keep yourself relevant, keep your rating breathing relevant or hope by doing the same to the son, what you did for the father. The father is the best basketball player of all time, in my own humble opinion, but we can't do the same to the kid. Does he have the temerity to stand the situation? Does he have the temperament to withstand the situation? It's the 55th draft, for crying out loud. Nobody gives a hoot about the 55th draft. If this kid was not James LeBron's son, nobody would give a hoot about him. Nobody. Nobody. Out of his class, the draft class, you can pinpoint maybe five, six, maybe seven doing well out of that particular class. And everybody that beyond or were drafted after Bronny are actually scoring, assisting, and rebounding way lesser than he's doing, both in the G League and in the NBA. So what we're talking about? Why do you have to go and show when the Lakers are actually playing good right now and make your show about Bronny? Why? Maybe when Bronny was drafted, we could have talked about it one way or the other, Just leave it in the trash bag. Why do we have to talk about Bronny right now? Why is Bronny relevant? Why? If he has played an aggregated 15 minutes in the NBA, so why are we trying to talk about Bronny? Why is Bronny a situation to be talked about? If you want to scrutinize the guy, go to the G League and check out his stats with the South Bay. That would be doing your work and not trying to pick up another James progeny, you know. But putting in the forefront and trying to question the credentials of LeBron James is not only satanic, not only devilish, but wicked and unnecessary. Why do you have to put that? Why do you have to put that out there for people to listen to? The boy is not relevant in the grand scheme of things in terms of basketball skills, in terms of what he brings to the table. It's not relevant. It's not connect. It's not Scoots Anderson. It's not Lamelo Ball. It's 55th drafted player to the NBA. Why are we talking about him? So, in my humble opinion, I feel this went a little bit overboard. This should not have happened in any way, form, or fashion in the first instance. And why we have to talk about Bronny and make Bronny an object of discussion in the NBA. I like the fact that Steve A came back to try to do a little bit of damage, but it needs to stop. It needs to stop. It's unnecessary. It's uncalled for. If the boy wants to ball, let him ball. If he's going to fizzle out of the league, he's definitely going to fizzle out of the league in the long run. We've seen people drafted at number one, and this same Steve A broke Kwame. He did. So it's unnecessary, and that's my resolution or my conclusion to this situation. It's unnecessary. We should not be talking about it. It should be in the bin. Bronny is not important as a basketballer. Whatever issue that you have, take up with the father. Don't bring the son into it. Anyways, the Lakers tried to test their title credentials against Celtics, and they were defeated. Luca had a stinker of a game, so many turnovers. Although he ended up with 32 points on the night, but it was out of sorts. Same with LeBron James. LeBron James had 24 points at the end of the night, but he was out of sorts as well. Defeating the Lakers 111 to 101. And why are people not talking about the Golden State Warriors right now? Golden State Warriors have been 10 for one since Jimmy Butler joined them, and that's a force to reckon with. Looks like something that snaps in Steph Curry right now. I'm like, okay, this is my chance to get that last ring. Let me make the West hot. Let's show them what we got. And right now, we don't even have playoff Jimmy. Tune it up, man. When we get playoff Jimmy, it's going to be nasty for everybody involved. Trust me, in the NBA. Golden State Warriors should be given a second look at. Um, I believe they are sixth on the on in the Western Conference right now, if I'm not mistaken. And the way they've been playing, yeah, they're sixth right now. The way they've been playing, it's a long shot to getting maybe to the fourth or the top spots. Because as a matter of fact, you can if they keep playing the way they are right now, they definitely can. So better watch out for the Golden State Warriors. The way they've been playing, the way Steph has been dropping those points, Jimmy doing his part, Draymond doing his part as well, and the supporting cast doing their own part as well. You need to have a second look. Take a second look at the Golden State Warriors. I strongly feel they will take most team in the West to 7 game series and probably win. All things being equal. With the way Steph is playing and you don't have a solution for Steph, please, guys, take a look at them and see what's going on under there. And of course, for the MVP running the NBA, it's definitely between SGA, the Canadian boy, and of course Nikola Jokic. And they had an audition earlier today. Between the two, between Nikola Jokic and SGA, Shea Alexandra, and of course, Alexandra came out on top for this one, 127 points, 103. Guys, let me know who you think should be the MVP for in the NBA for this season. Of course, I'm tired of Nicola. I feel Nicola is the best basketballer in the world. He is the first guy averaging 10, 30, 20, 10. That's 30 points. Um, 20 assists and 10 points in the history of the NBA. He is the best. So far, so good. It might not look the part. It might not look like the most athletic guy in the NBA, but what he brings to the table is quite amazing and it's quite different. It's gangster. That's the way I'm just going to put it. And I strongly feel he is the guy. He is the go-to guy when it comes to weight. But of course, we're tired of seeing him win the MVP. I think he has won 3 already, so let's just keep it to SGA. Who do you think should be winning the next MVP in the NBA? Comment down below. And of course, let's just run through a little bit of information on the in the NBA right now and see what it looks like in the West. In the West, we still have um, um, OKC leading the pack there, closely followed by the Lakers, then the Nuggets, then the Memphis Grizzlies, the Houston Rockets, who the surprise package of the season, and of course Golden State Warriors. In the East, of course, the Cavs are leading emphatically with 0.841. And of course, Boston Celtics, followed by the New York Knicks, that will be without Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brunson for the next 2 weeks. Of course, Milwaukee Bucks looking back in sorts after looking out of sorts for a very long time in the course of the season. The Indiana Pacers and of course Detroit Pistons are closely followed by the Atlanta Hawks. And that's the wrap up the show today. Till we see you again next week. My name is Aleja Adeboale. Please don't stop supporting us. You can follow us on X, which is former Twitter, at News Instanta 2, of course, on Instagram at News Instanta 1, of course, on Facebook, News Instanta Sport. Till we see you again next week. Bye, guys.